Healthy soil tells its story long before your plants do. I notice it when worms grow thick instead of thin, when the ground turns dark and crumbly instead of pale and dusty, and when water disappears smoothly instead of pooling on top. Most gardeners chase these signs with compost, fancy amendments, and endless digging, but honestly the most powerful soil trigger is probably already sitting in your kitchen. That's right, rice. Not as a plant food, but as a way to feed the invisible workforce that builds soil from the inside out. This isn't about dumping scraps and hoping for magic, it's about biological precision. Earthworms don't just wander in randomly, they follow microbial activity. Wherever bacteria and fungi are thriving, worms gather, because microbes pre-digest organic matter into forms worms hunger for. Rice is the perfect microbial fuel. It breaks down steadily without harsh byproducts. When rice is used the right way, microbes explode in numbers. Then worms show up, growing larger and more active as food becomes abundant. The darker, richer soil you see is the visible result of this chain reaction. Now, what makes rice different from compost? Compost is already halfway broken down. Rice isn't, and that matters. Fresh carbon, like rice starch, kicks off a wave of microbial reproduction, not just maintenance. Bacteria feed on the starch, then fungi, protozoa, and nematodes join in, building a living soil web faster than compost alone can. Plus, rice won't stink up your beds if you dilute it right. It's safe, gentle, and effective. Here's the method. Grab half a cup of uncooked white rice. Rinse it gently in a liter of clean water for about 30 seconds, stirring by hand. You want that water to look cloudy. Strain the rice out and keep the liquid. Now, dilute that cloudy rice water into 9 more liters of water. This gives you 10 liters of microbe-friendly solution. To use it, pour the solution directly onto the soil surface, never on the leaves. 10 liters will treat about 10 square meters. This dilution fires up soil biology without creating swampy, smelly conditions. For best results, time your application when soil is moist and temperatures are mild. Early morning or late afternoon is ideal. Don't apply before heavy rain, or in the middle of a drought. Once every 3 to 4 weeks is enough. Seriously, don't overdo it. More is not better. If your soil turns darker, you're winning. That color comes from humus, stable organic matter created as worms and microbes process carbon over and over. It means your soil holds more water, resists compaction, and delivers nutrients gradually, just how plants like it. But here's the kicker. Bigger worms, not just more worms. Size matters because larger worms move deeper, make bigger channels, and process more soil. The diverse food from rice-fed microbes gives them the protein they need to bulk up. Consistent, spaced-out applications support long-term worm growth, not just population spikes. Avoid rookie mistakes. Don't use cooked rice. It attracts pests and ferments badly. Never apply undiluted rice water. It suffocates the soil. Don't keep pouring in one spot. The goal is to stimulate, not saturate. Spread it out and let the soil breathe between treatments. Plants benefit indirectly. Rice doesn't feed them, worms and microbes do. Worm castings offer nutrients, worm tunnels boost drainage, and microbial activity unlocks minerals already there. That means stronger roots, steadier growth, and better stress resistance, without pushing plants too hard. So why isn't this trick common knowledge? Industrial agriculture favors fast-acting nutrients. Biological methods take patience, and rice water can't be bottled with a fancy label. But traditional gardeners knew feed the soil life, not just the plants. This method brings that wisdom back. Pair rice water with mulch, minimal digging, and regular organic matter. Mulch holds moisture and temperature steady, reduced digging keeps worm tunnels safe, and compost builds long-term structure. Rice water just sparks the biological engine. What can you expect? Softer soil in a week, worms moving up in a month, and darker, richer earth over time. These changes add up, season after season. It's not a shortcut, but it is an accelerator. If this helped you see soil differently, subscribe to Nature's Blueprint, share this with a gardener who thinks soil is just dirt, and let's bring living soil back to center stage.